obviously, all of this transformation of business, which you've helped fund, has created a situation which makes a almost near perfect environment for the government to create a completely totalitarian state. They haven't turned evil yet with the data, but they can do anything they want. Are you guys concerned at all about what role you've played in sort of ending civilization as we know it? And do you want to do anything to stop that? I mean, I'm joking a little bit, but I mean, do you guys care? Because I'm not getting anyone to care so far on stage.
Look, I think I think one of the good things about living in a democracy is the government's accountable to people. I think one of the problems with the secrecy and the surveillance that's going on is it looks like it has drifted somewhat from that accountability. The degree to which I haven't yet gone into depth myself, you may know this better than I, but it's alarming. Now, the good thing about being in a democracy is that I think it's good that you're raising the debate. I think it's good to say, let's really pay attention to this. This is extremely important. It's good that other folks are doing that as well. And it's actually been on my list for about a month now to go and dig into understanding this better because, I mean, like, for example, we don't have any of these touch points at LinkedIn, your natural follow-up question. We haven't had any touch points with the NSA or PRISM or anything else. So for me, I have to go research in order to figure this out.
Do you have a direct server access for the NSA,
No.
NSA at LinkedIn? Do you have NSA employees hanging around at LinkedIn?
No, at least certainly not that we know of. And I believe, actually, generally speaking, in terms of US law, I believe it's a massive, it's like a federal penalty with massive jail time to not identify yourself as an intelligence agency and be working at any US institution.
Are there people, like, does Jeff Weiner, the CEO, does he actually know? I mean, some of this stuff, when the government requests come in for data, you have to have some kind of security clearance, and sometimes the CEO and executives don't even know.
Well,
are there things going on that maybe you don't even know about?
As chairman of the board, and Jeff's and I offices are next to each other, so we work together, I'm pretty sure we would know. And we have an awesome GC, Erica Rottenberg, who is very on top of these issues. So I would be highly surprised if there was anything going on that I wasn't informed about.
So you think there's not a lot of terrorist plots being hatched on LinkedIn?
I don't think
the government doesn't care as much.
That's probably true.
Okay. All right. But are you more afraid of terrorism or the U.S. government?
Myself, I am more afraid of terrorism. I'm aware from your comments yesterday that you think that the U.S. government is engaging in terrorism.
That was my trick question,
yes,
right?
I understand.
Yeah.
Yes, but once you do it once in front of a video camera that's broadcast to the world, it's a little hard to do the same trick question again.
I need to think up a new trick.
But you tried. Yes. Well, it was seeing if I was paying attention. But I think that look, I think terrorism results to essentially violence, right? Bombs, that sort of thing. And there is some violence that comes out of it. I don't think there's any violence that comes out of, well, if there's any violence that comes out of it that is other than publicly reported, that's a serious issue, right? But
David?
I believe this is a huge issue, and as things come forward, it will be clarified just how big and how it's going to get solved. I guess I have more faith in the balance of democracy that it is out in the open. There's a lot of awareness. People like you are jumping quickly to sort of push it even further. I think that's part of how the system works. And so my biggest thing is get it out in the light of day and have it be part of the democracy.
Yeah, well, thank God it has gotten out a little bit. But one of the reasons why I'm more afraid of the government than terrorism is the studies I'm reading that talk about how people who are surveilled go nuts, right? Mass populations, East Germany, et cetera, that you can't sort of stay sane as a population when you're being watched, even if the government isn't really doing anything. That's what concerns me, is that we'll all go crazy as a country over time. And I don't know. It just seems like Silicon Valley is the epicenter of this because this is where all the data is.
Well, I think it's definitely something, I think you're right, that it's something we need to give careful thought to, because a lot of the technologies that get created here are involved in this mix.
Yeah.